Okay. I am way far behind than I initially planned on Saturday, but I think we're good. So, today will be definitely different. Well, than what I've normally done. Like, it's not... I thought about making today a general craft day, or we're not doing the board or anything like that. I honestly feel a little bit low energy today. Or at least, like, now I do. And it was like 50-50 if I actually turn on stream or not. But, you know, I'm like, hey, I said I was going to stream today. I'm going to stream today. I think what we'll do, or what I will do, is I'm going to build Vulcan his stand. And I'm also going to build this Crusader Ancient. But I'm going to change him up. I'm going to run... Oh, I'm going to use him... I'm going to build him so I can use him in different armies and all that. That is what I have planned. So I definitely got to tweak stuff on them here and there. But I want to run both of these tomorrow. Because even though I had a Warhammer game today, I'm doing another one tomorrow as well. And I want to run a lot of Flamer dudes. So that's why I want Vulcan. I have no transport at all. So it's going to be fun with that. But I mean, I'm just doing 1,000 points tomorrow. And I have no idea what the other guy's bringing. Well, I know he's bringing Custodians, but that's about it. So, and going from there. I would be painting, but none of my brushes are clean. And I don't know where my soap is for them. I mean, I certainly could do... I also could paint this Ancient tonight. I think we'll... You know, we'll do that. We'll build Vulcan's stand, and then I'll paint this Ancient as well. I think that's what we'll go for. This was initially part of the Heroes Company that I did turn into a kill team. So I think we'll continue with that. We're gonna put the Crusader one on hold for a different night. Or a different day. I might spend most of like tomorrow morning going through and one, cleaning my brushes, and secondary, painting a lot of things that I kind of need painted. I gotta sort through and be like, this needs to be refined and get things sorted. I have an airbrush and I want to learn how to actually use it properly. Not that I think it would help speed up a lot of stuff. I think it would help, though, get the base colors down. And I won't run with a completely, like, black and gray army. So, I'm not going to worry about your base. I want to do something... I always love basing. I always want to do something different with bases. So, put that to the side. I am actually very excited to build this. I love the Salamanders. One of their successor chapters was a choice of mine of what I want to build. And I didn't go with it. Sorry, I'm just enjoying all this so far. Yeah. I'm definitely going to be using this little book dummy build because I need it. God, where are my snips? Did I move those out of the way? No, they're right in front of me. Great. Okay. This is one. That has to be. I hope everyone's enjoying the weekend so far. I have had a good weekend. I'd say it started off as a fun Friday and has developed into a... What do I want to say? A hectic Saturday? I don't think it was a hectic Saturday today. I think it was... I mean, I got back home late last night, so I was definitely tired to begin with. I went to a Commander's night that at my buddy's magic store. And after that, we went and got drinks and stuff, and I didn't get home until 1 o'clock in the morning. And then I had this pre-scheduled, but I scheduled a Warhammer game with my Chaos friend and had a lot of fun with that. I thought I was going to lose like single-handedly like I did last time, but actually it was a lot closer than I initially thought. I mean, we finished the game up around 5 o'clock today, and then after that I just kind of like needed a little bit to what's the word? Desocialize? I can't remember the actual word I want to use, but nah, we did another Combat Patrol game, and he did win. I scored, he scored 28 points. I scored 25. So it was a lot closer this game than the last one. And I had a lot more fun. I think he did as well. Well, he had fun. The only unfun part for him is he's got Trader Guardsman in his Combat Patrol list. And he's still learning the game too. So he's going through all those motions of like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? And every time, his Trader Guardsmen have dealt with my Terminators 2 times now, and they always get wiped. And I mean, they're Guardsmen. Guardsmen going up against Terminators is not... my vote is always on the Terminators. I just realized we actually might have not kept track of turns correctly, because I think we were on turn 4 and not turn 5. We don't write down what turns we're on or write our points as we're playing. He doesn't like to keep points too much. I'm trying to keep points just because how other people usually play the game, and I need to be better at it, but it was close. Last time I played with him, I ran the Dark Angels Combat Patrol detachment, and this time I'm like, I'm gonna run the regular Space Marine Combat Patrol detachment. So, I mean, I have my own custom Combat Patrol I use, but I went with their like data sheets and stuff, or not data sheets, like stratagems and stuff, and choosing this and that. And for him with Chaos, his main thing is like, if he puts a unit in my back line, like my home deployment zone, he scores 4 points every turn. So he did that like turn 2, because he won the roll-off, so he went first. So his turn 2, he deployed those guys and was able to... We had 3 objectives, and you scored 3 on home and the like middle one. Just because it's such a small game, I don't feel like there's a need for these, like a lot of points trying to get to. Just home objective and middle objective, and try to fight over the center. And fight over the center we did. His list is 5-man squad of Terminators, Trader Guardsman with an Enforcer with a Ogryn bodyguard, and then he runs Chosen with a Master of Execution. That is a terrifying melee unit I have to go against each time. They're like Blade Guard vets, but a little bit better. No, I'd say a lot better. Just with the amount of attacks and stuff that they can do. And plus the Master of Execution is a character killer. Like, through and through. So I don't... My one character, my Terminators, I don't run into the Chosen, even though I think my Terminators would destroy the Chosen. But anyway, I was able to score an extra 5 points a couple turns because one, with the regular Space Marine one, at least that I was running, when you take it, you have two options. The main one's like, if you kill a model with your captain, you score 2 victory points. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that anytime soon. So I went with the other one. That's you score 5 victory points if you have one or more objective markers than your opponent. So I was able to take the center objective from him twice and score those. And it's at the end of any player's turn if I take it. So if it's at the end of my turn or the end of his turn. And he was confused and I double read the, like I had him read it and look at it. It's like, it does say players, like end of player's turn. So like, it also applies to you. So I was able to let's see, there's like 3 times I took the objective. 2 times in the center, and then I took his home objective with the Terminators. And I think from there, honestly, if it was turn 4 and I did that, thinking out loud now, I could have held back the Terminators, get him so that I could actually shoot his guardsmen. Because if we're on turn 4, and if it then on turn 5, move him even closer and do a charge. Because I was going to lose the center objective. I wasn't going to score points. It was like 5 points. I mostly took it for those 5 points, so I think I could have come out on top because I stickied my objective. Like with the main Space Marine combat troll one, you have the ability to like sticky your objective and then go and do other things, which was so useful for me, especially on a small game. I feel like if I run other, if I do different detachments in the future, I'm going to have to auto-include intercessors for that ability. Do it to my home objective. And then get things out of there. I instantly lost 1 unit. His second turn, he took out, so my list is 2 5-man squads of assault intercessors, 5-man squad of terminators led by a captain, and a 3-man squad of blade guard vets. Instantly lost the 1 squad of assault intercessors before I had a chance to shoot or like charge them. I should have kept them out a little bit longer, but it pulled his units off of the center objective. Fuck, I'm thinking back on the game. I actually might have taken it from him way sooner and scored 5. I actually might have won that now that I'm thinking about it. Because I think on turn 1, I put Blade Guard vets in a hidden spot that he couldn't shoot them or get at them. And then turn 2, I moved to the middle objective with the Blade Guard after he charged my first man of assault intercessors. No, it was definitely turn 3. Yeah, it was turn 3 and then turn 4. No, turn 5. Turn 4, I lost his turn. Oh god, doesn't matter. I'm like overthinking this now way too much. But I gotta like write down when I do things in game both of us, and keep score. I want to keep running the Space Marines because I keep getting better and better at using them. Although I keep forgetting Oath of Moment. That would have helped a lot. I always forget Oath of Moment. But I might do my... I think I have enough like models to do a Tyranid one. But if we do Tyranids, he wants to run Abaddon so bad. I'm like, I might have a Tyranid that's enough to go against Abaddon himself. For those that have been here and saw me paint it, I have the Norn Emissary, and from what I heard, that is a character killer, and it's actually a very tough model to begin with. It is a solo one, but I think it's easy enough that I could bog up his Chosen with like Hormigons or something really easy that I don't fully care about. Bring in the Norn Emissary, kill his Master of Execution, and then go after Abaddon and the Terminators and block them up. Ugh. I'm like thinking and planning it out. If he's listening and like all that, then that's not what I'm doing. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna fix this up real quick. This one, yeah. I'm still thinking about my list that I want to run for tomorrow's game. I think I might do Heroes Company. I definitely want to bring some Infernus Marines. I love Infernus Marines and don't get to... I should be using them in my Combat Patrol game. I should have put them in my 1,000-point game, but most of it got started from the initial Combat Patrol and built from there. Okay. From that, take off the rocks. Do have keep looking at these Deathwing Terminators over off on the side here. I want to make one of the models into a Chapter Master for my Space Marine army. Probably this is the one I wanted to do, because I made it so I can move his head, and he's got that really cool sword. This guy, let's get the lights a little bit better. This guy definitely feel like Chapter Master stuff. I have a second box of these guys, and if I build them up, then I'm taking one of those guys to turn into the Chapter Master for my guys. Or one of the suits power. My main Chapter Master is going to be Emperor's Champion that I'm going to turn turn into a captain. I was supposed to build that tonight as well, but I don't think I'm gonna build that one anytime soon. Next week, I don't know the stream schedule I'm going to be doing. I know the week after that, there might not be any streams at all that week. There's a big event going on for the whole week where I live. And I don't... If I have any days off those days, I will be doing streams because I cannot be traveling far, I'd say. But also any... Now where I live, we have a local fair that goes on. And where I work, we run one of the buildings there. We run a garden center there. Like, answering general questions or helping people with, like, plant stuff. And it's from, like... I mean, I have to get there before it opens. I think it opens at, like, 8 in the morning, and I have to be there around 6 or 7 with things set up. And then some nights I can't leave until at least 10 o'clock at night. So it's a... Not that I'm gonna have like a full day there, it's just some days I'm like, oh, I'm there early, and some days I'm like, I'm here super late. So, but I'm happy for it. I love when that fair comes to town every year. It's been... Let's see, what's the one? The little one goes to there. Right? Am I lining up the right one? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. I'm just going to hit it real quick with some more. Hopefully that will go through. Can I just have him sit on his base the whole time and then do something with it? Actually, another little side project that I'm doing off stream is I'm building and putting together all the kill teams that I have. That way? No, I just need to go this way. Is it this way? Because I got friends that I want to try Warhammer, and Kill Team's a really small and easy way to get people into it. So I've mostly built the Mechanicus half. We could do that tonight too. Maybe tonight it'll be a build night, not much of a paint night. Definitely want to build this guy. And then I got like 3 servitors left from the Typhon Kill Team box to build. And then from there, I also have... It came with some Hormagaunts in it, so I don't need to worry about building those. But I'll definitely be adding those to the army. Maybe I'll have like a 20 Hormigaunt squad in my Tyranid list. I was looking at my list, I'm like, I have no shooting at all in my Tyranid list I was building. I'm tempted to like cut away all the salamander iconography on this model. At the same time, I say screw it. I think I'm gonna do some sort of like lizard or what's the other word? Reptilian chapter symbol for my custom Space Marines. So I think I can make it work. I love his little flame gauntlet. I think it's my favorite flamer weapon variant I've seen so far. I think for like a 1,000-point list, if I run a 5-man squad or a 10-man squad of Infernus with Vulcan. Should probably, I definitely gotta build that list. I'm thinking a 10-man squad, and then that gauntlet design. The little dragon skull on top of it. I think that's just so cool. If anyone's watching, do you guys got any tips with an airbrush and stuff like that? I got a cheap, like, $20 one. I don't think I'm going to be able to do, like, a lot of cool detail stuff, but I'm hoping I can at least get things, like, blended and primed okay. I feel like the biggest hurdle I have with a airbrush is figuring out the right paint consistency. Because I want to use some of the Army Painter paints that I have, but they... I don't know, trying to blend them and get them all to work correctly. Maybe I'll mess with that tomorrow as well. I gotta do some capes like these. Gotta do some modeling and get it very, like, rough texture feeling. I didn't buy them, but what I wish I bought was the word is escaping me. The salamander dice. I think those would have been really cool to run. At least for like Vulcan and his squad of Infernus. If I see any like while I'm out tomorrow, maybe I'll snag them. But it's also $35 for like I don't know how many dice, and it's not I think worth it. There is a set of dice at my buddy's store I want to get. I think would work better for my army scheme. And you can never have too many D6s when it comes to Warhammer. You're always going to need more D6s. Is there not anything there? Was it all up here? No, there's the next one. There we go. I should be using like a little sanding stick when doing these as well, not just the knife. Just stick with the knife. I thought I moved something there for a second. I think I want to make his backpack be magnetable off because I want to paint this cape like separately. The magnets? I have my drill right here. Oh, it's tough because the spear also glues onto the... Oh, I see. Yeah. your hair going?
Good enough.
Yep.
Alright, I'll be back late.
I am building models and kind of just chilling right now, Hannibal. I was a little bit low energy. I was debating if I actually like hopped and streamed today or not, but I did say I was going to stream today, so I got to keep on that. I'm sure you're here to check in and then go straight to bed yourself. So. I thought today was going to be a general craft day, but I had nothing prepared. So I am just building Vulcanistan, which is the chapter master of the Salamanders. Thank you. I tried to make it nice and relaxing. But I am currently, I'm building Vulcanistan, which is the chapter master of the Salamanders. I have another Warhammer game that I somehow scheduled for myself tomorrow. And yeah, I went to my buddy's Magic store. He started doing a Commander night there on Fridays. I went down and talked with someone who was also into Warhammer and was like, hey, if you want to run a game, I'll come down Sunday. And he was like, well, do you mean next Sunday or this Sunday? I'm like, I'm not doing anything this coming Sunday, so yeah, let's do Sunday. So I have a game scheduled tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So I'm probably not leaving there until 8 or 9. Unless I'm like really quick on it. But nice guy. It was a nice event too, doing the Commander night. Met a lot of really cool people. It's now their first official week, my buddy's store being open, and they seem to be doing pretty well. Not that I know everything that's going on there, but it's kind of the dream to like run a hobby store with like friends and all that. That is the dream. At least for me, that's like a really cool dream, and it's nice to see them do it and hang out and be a part of it. Now with the game, I'm like, I want to build this guy, and I also want to use him. I'd like to work there. The issue is it's an hour drive for me currently right now, and they have 3 people working there. I mean, you got the owner, you got one employee, and then another one who he isn't getting paid yet, but he's volunteering his time. I mean, he has an actual job and he's doing that. I think, like, from what he said, he gets paid in Magic the Gathering packs or something, but he's also just having, like, a good time there. I know some people, I know one guy who's a lawyer, he drives an hour every day to do work because he doesn't want to take cases in the same area that he lives in. But an hour is a lot. It's not undoable, but I want to move, like, somewhat closer all my friends down there to begin with. Like a half hour out is a lot easier of a drive. It's a half hour would be like from where my parents live, it'd be a half hour drive to go see them, and then with my friends it'd be like, okay, I can drive a half hour and meet up with them there. Out that I actually got something down there and then all that way, but yeah. The hard part is that if I started working there, I'd have no times to do any streams. No, I don't think that would be a lot of fun. I've worked. So what I currently do for work, like when we drive out to job sites, I've driven like an hour out to a job site before, and those are always a long one because like we start at 9 o'clock. Like for construction, that's unheard of, but it's just what we do, or yeah, it's what we do. So like we won't get there until like 10, and then we leave at 4 to get back to our store and be done for the day at 9. And yeah, those are long drives, but yes. This might become one of my new favorite models. I don't know much about him myself. This is what I do know. His name is Vulcan Histan. He is trying to complete a, in quotes, prophecy that might bring back their Primarch. It's not confirmed or so if this is actually like what it will do. I think I just realized I might have. Maybe I'm better than I thought. I should have probably glued this on first and then did the front of the cape, but oh well. We'll have it pop in and see how it goes. So I want to say there's 9, but there might be 5 artifacts created by the Salamander's Primarch. And the Primarch, if you don't know Hannibal, like with the Lion, when you read Lion Son of the Forest, Lionel Johnson is a Primarch. He is the template that group of Space Marines are based off of. Okay. Doing the last little bit. So, what happened? This gets into like Horus Heresy and a couple books that are after that, but to summarize it, the Primarch went through quite a bit. Psychological break through losing, pretty much being tortured by one of his brothers to the point of almost breaking his psyche, losing his father, although he didn't really look at the Emperor as his father from what I heard, and losing his brothers slowly one by one. He just mentally broke. So he's off somewhere in the galaxy, we don't know where, like resting and recuperating. If you look into lore and you look who Conrad Kurz is, he's another Primarch, and this is all Horus Heresy stuff. And you hear what Conrad Kurz did to Vulcan, you would understand why someone would need a little bit of R&R after all that. The other thing about Vulcan, not this character, but the Primarch, is he's actually immortal. He's something in 40k called a perpetual. The Emperor is a perpetual. Malcador is a perpetual. There used to be a lot more of them, but they're a type of immortals. It is good, and the theory is that if the Salamanders collect all of his like artifacts that were left behind, he had a lot of them destroyed, and some of the Salamanders convinced him not to destroy a few. So a dude picked Vulcan is a blacksmith. He made a lot of weapons and materials during the Horus Heresy, or before he landed on a planet and like learned blacksmithing from his adoptive father. So all the salamanders are blacksmith and like weapon creators as well. So Vulcan the Primarch made a bunch of things. He knew that if they stayed around and any of his like traitor brothers got a hold of it, it'd be really bad for the Imperium. Like if they got a hold of any of his stuff. He made a device that, when used, pretty much ages things to dust. And he also made a ship that is a mobile forge world. So it means like it can make weapons and all that stuff. It's like a functional floating forge world. He made a planet-killing laser that is now used on the Salamander's homeworld for their own like home defense. So he made very powerful stuff, and a lot of it got destroyed. It's either, I think it's 9, because currently the Salamanders have like 3 or 5 things made from Vulcan, and if they collect everything that he made, supposedly he would come back to the Salamanders and help the Imperium. So that's why they're going around trying to collect these. And Vulcanistan, the character that I'm building, from what I understand, deals with another character quite a bit called Trazyn the Infinite. Trazyn is he's pretty much the British Museum personified as a character. He's got a huge gallery, like pretty much a giant museum just storing a bunch of stuff. If you say anything, oh yeah, they're also like one of the nicest Space Marine chapters out there. I mean, as nice as you can be in 40k, but they understand that the Imperium is its people. It's not just what, like, the Imperium is its people. If there's no people, the Imperium does not exist. So they care about, like, human casualties and all that stuff. Like, they'll still, like, sacrifice human lives if they have to. If, like, okay, killing these 100 guardsmen will save 1,000 people, they'll most likely take that risk because it's what saves more humans, like more people. It's like the trolley problem on would you do X or Y. I mean, they'd be the ones to also like jump in front of the trolley and stop it, but if they couldn't, they would go with the lesser of two evils. But yeah, the blacksmithing forging is what really got me into it, and then they are really big into like the dragon aesthetic. Like on their home planet, they have like actual dragons. They don't fly around. They're like the worm kind, the one that like crawl around on the ground. And because they live on a volcanic planet, like everywhere's volcanic. Their hive cities aren't called hive cities; they're called sanctuaries because they're one of the only places people can actually like live and survive. And with this whole time, I got him built. So we got Vulcanistan built. I think I'm gonna do his base really quickly. I could just glue him down as is, but I am going to give him some sort of base. And I will be using him in tomorrow's game, which I'm actually excited for. currently in game Volcanistan, if you pair them with a bunch of like flamethrower, no, it would be cool if they worked with the dwarves, but they wouldn't, because the Imperium doesn't see the dwarves as human, even though they are the closest thing to humans before the Dark Age of technology. The dwarves are so... they're mutants, pretty much, which is not a-okay with the Imperium. Which sucks, because the dwarves have, like, a lot of really cool things that would help the Imperium, but the Imperium survives in spite of itself, not because it's around. Which sucks. But Warhammer's not supposed to get better. It's supposed to stay crappy. So that people will buy models and play on a tabletop. Now I'm looking around my desk and stuff like, where did I put this? Where did I put that? So I could do some sort of base. Give me a second. We're going to set that there. What I do with my texture paste. My office is a complete mess because I've been doing so many different projects and I'm not able to like clean up properly. So trying to find all my stuff again after doing one thing is just like a little bit hectic. But I found what I was looking for. I found my texture paste, and I found some cork. So we'll use these two things to make a nice little base. It's not as thick as cork as I normally use, but I think it will work for what I want it to do. These two apart like that. Maybe. Or maybe I'll just... I do want to use both. I want to give it like a little bit of a crack. Something like that. And then Mr. Histan can stand... something like that. I will save it at that setting. Currently where it's at, this is for up close. If I'm doing like things outside of my range, I have to tone down the music, and I know that, but it's not really a setting, it's just like a little dial. I have like, my voice is at, let's see, I use OBS. Oh, it tells me. I'm at negative 6.6 dB, and music's at negative 30.7 dB. So I will be keeping that in mind. I don't know. Maybe I won't use Mod Podge. This is going to not work like I hope it will, because cork absorbs the glue into it, causing more problems for me than I like. That's why I usually have to use like Mod Podge or something to get it to work. I'm going to rip off a little bit of the back. I could just raise it up a little bit here. Could do that. How does he look for me? don't want the rock to like sit in the middle of it. Definitely want the rock to be like on the base, but no, I'm walking forward. His head's too far down. I should have pushed his head a little bit better. I can do that in the future. Damn. I think I have to maybe turn him like this. You know, I kind of like him looking down a little bit. He's looking down menacingly. I like who's ever there. Sometimes I wish they didn't put models on tactical rocks because it does make it a little bit harder on me to place stuff. I do want to pop his head off. Oh, I popped his head off and I broke more. Oh, Lord. It's fine. I can find his head. That's one way to decapitate Vulcan. Okay. Is it possible for me to make his head be a little bit higher? It is. I will do that. I knew if I was going to break it, that little back part was going to fall off or break off with it. That's better. I like it when he looks directly at me. I didn't kill him. I made it so that he would look up and not just look down at the ground. I think out of all the songs I played, this one's my favorite. A prophecy will never be fulfilled. I will fulfill the prophecy. I will take out the mantle. Oh, we flew down to the back. Okay. Think. There. I think he looks better. This Vulcanist stand is the perpetual as well. Just like his Primarch. Don't fall and cause an issue. That might be the way I set him down there. I think that's how I do it. False alarm. It's never too bad to be cautious about what is or what happens. Because if I lost that head, I would have had to pull out his other head, and I don't like painting faces. I prefer helmets. Oh, that fell off. Mr. Stan. And now I'm going to stand, keep my hands right here for the next few minutes while this dries. So I know you don't play Warhammer at all, Hannibal, but I was talking about my game that I was playing in today, and I came very close to winning my first ever Warhammer game. I was 3 points away from winning. And it was a very close game, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. So I'm looking forward to doing the next one with him. He wants me to play Tyranids, which I could do. Tyranids are the big bugs in Warhammer. But I want to keep using my Space Marines and getting better and better with the Space Marines. Okay, now that he is built... Now I end stream. No, I don't. I do not end stream. I would be painting it tonight, but most of... A little bit. I'd say both of us did really well and had some good rolls and had some bad rolls. So, we were playing Combat Patrol, which is a 500-point game. It's very small. He was using 3 units. I was using 4. And he had me on points to begin with. I'm just keeping it very vague because I understand that you don't know all this stuff about Warhammer and all that. I think there was a 10-point difference between us two. The first turn was us just like putting models in places and all that stuff. I have pictures and I want to post it to the Discord when I have a chance. I should have done that earlier, but I just forgot. With that being said, do I build another model or do I paint this guy? Because I can paint this guy tonight. At least a little bit. But, now to keep it simple, he took out one of my units with his very good melee medium tough unit. But luckily I was able to score points because I did something so to make it I could leave an objective and keep scoring points on until he took it. I do want to paint it. It was just like that build went really quick, and I have another thing I could build as well. I thought about building this Ancient tonight, but just doing it a little bit different. And an Ancient's just a Space Marine carrying around a stick with a flag on it. But I think painting him up would be good. He was supposed to be with the Heroes Company, but yeah, let me grab my paints, and we'll go from there. Here it is. I need that orange. So yeah, he took out one of my units pretty quickly. I wasn't able to kill that unit, but I was able to keep it preoccupied enough, I'd say. With what I was running, I was able to score points by taking points away from him. He had the ability, like, if he got a unit into my deployment zone, he could score 4 points off it. So our objectives, you scored 3 points on home and center objective. So it was really like whoever took center objective and scored points would gain a head. And then if you had any other like little abilities to score points, you would. So he had that. He put his Terminators in my back line and he just sat there. Not much I could really do about it besides like using my own Terminators. And I'm like, I'm not going to waste my Terminators on that. So I was scoring at least 3 points each round is 5 rounds. And then from that, I took a thing where if I have one or more objective points than him, then I would score 5 victory points. So I was able to do that twice, and that was a huge bump up for me. But he was able to do his thing for just a turn longer than I was able to do mine. Because it doesn't stack. Like, if I take 2 objective points, then I'm only scoring, like, 5 victory points. I'm not scoring 5 for each one I take from him. So it was a relatively fun back and forth of, oh, I take the Ascender objective from you with this guy so that you can't score points on it, but then I get points because I took it from you. And then he would make it so that I didn't have it to score points on. And then I'd take it back away from him, doing something else. And I actually got my Terminators into his home objective and wiped out his Traitor Guardsmen, which are like a really weak, easy unit. But their main goal was just to sit on the back line and score him points. And it took me 2 turns? Yeah, it took me 2 turns, which I think, now that I think on it, we weren't on turn 5 near the end. We were actually on turn 4, but it probably would not have mattered that much. Or maybe would have if I like held back on charging his main line and then I took the 5 in the last turn. But we were both getting like tired near the end of all this stuff. Depends how much you know your stuff and how long it depends how well you know your army and how long you want to take games. We started around 2 o'clock and we finished up by 5:30. So it took us about like 3 hours and a half just to do our game. But a lot of it gets taken up from like rolling dice, moving things around, doing this and that. So like tomorrow when I play a 1,000-point game, I need to be very quick on what I know with my army. I don't think I'm leaving there until like 9. No, I'm gonna get out of there before 9, but or the game will finish before 9. I don't think I'm leaving there for other reasons before 9. But it's a game I enjoy. I will say when I do lose really bad, that's when I start to lose interest hard. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to lose interest while I'm in the game. But it's just because, like, I lose so hard most of the time. And I got to... This game felt like, oh, I'm actually going relatively, even here. There are so many little tassels and stuff that I need to try and get. These poor basing bushes got so beat up, overused, they don't even have a tip anymore. I am going to do most of this in blue. God, I painted this guy up when I wanted to do the Dark Angel army like that, homebrew one. was a few months ago. I'm going to do some more, well, I'm going to clean all my brushes tomorrow. I need to find my brush soap, or I need to go out and buy some more. And I'm going to also learn how to airbrush tomorrow with my little airbrush. See if that can help me at least do the base coating of stuff. Because I'd be fine just going back over to do like the detail stuff. But if I can get like all my base coating done really quickly, I think I can just get a lot more models done that way. On stream, you guys are definitely going to see me just do painting. I'm not going to do airbrush the whole time. Yeah, a while ago I bought a cheap $20 airbrush. I tried to use it. You guys want to see this airbrush thingy? You know? Yeah, I'll show you guys my first attempt of actually trying to use an airbrush, and I was trying to do it to do a, they call it a zenithal highlight, where you take your base color's black, and then you take like a lighter color and spray it on top of it. So I tried to take my white, which had gone bad at that point, and it just splotched it really bad. So these 3 Tyranids are what I used to try airbrushing. I'd say this one was the worst. You can see all those little white dots. That's thick paint that went bad that I went and used through my airbrush. So I probably need to scrub this guy down and retry with him. It also leaves a very like rough feel on the model. This one, the paint was too watery, so like thick and watery, so it pulled up in like the little edges parts, and then just is very chalky. So there, you can see better now. Like you can see there's some huge white spots here and there on the armor. This guy, I tried doing the gray because I heard people use gray paint and then the white, and it was okay. I mean, I'm not a fan of gray to begin with as a spray, but I think I did the white and before, and then I did the gray, and I don't know. It's a learning process. It's not something I know how to do, and I'm not sure what the consistency is supposed to be. So I feel like if I do it again, I need to test it on a different like item than just a model, like a piece of paper or something, and all that. But I was doing research, and contrast paint, speed paints like these, you can use in an airbrush like right away, and it'll lose its like pooling effect of getting into the crevices, and works more like an ink from what I read. And then I have well, I appreciate that. I don't even know how they'll work. I definitely just want to try again. I'll probably clean those guys up tomorrow, and I have so many other ones. Because, to be honest, I want to take an airbrush and fix, like, these guys. They're primed. I tried to do the dry brush, but it went so bad. that I think they need a better base before I throw paint on them. Because like I said, this is what I want to get to for coloring. So if I like paint them black or prime them black, then I did a dark I don't want to say speed paint, but yeah, I guess if I did the speed paint on it and then did a lighter airbrush on top, that would definitely make it look better. At least that's what I'm hoping, and then like I'll go in and paint the black and the orange and all that stuff. Painting is a time process, and I get into ways where like I have so many models and I want them all to be the one like color that I choose. So if I could do it quicker, I would, but I'd then be sacrificing the quality over speed. Like, do I want to be fast or do I want like a good quality looking model? And I'm like, can I have both? And you're like, no, you cannot have both. You need to choose, motherfucker. I'm also like scared to use it because if I use it and I like spray my phone or the wall, like how bad will I mess up that? So I have to like build a little box for airbrush or airbrushing. I definitely need to repaint your friends, which I'm going to grab them real quick. Not that I'm going to paint them, I just want them to stand off to the side. So I talked about that earlier, and it's going to be tough to give you a definitive answer on that, Hannibal. Because normally I do Tuesdays, but a friend of mine is willing to meet up Tuesday and we'll build... One of the people I'm trying to get into Warhammer, he's willing to like get together on Tuesday and build his Warhammer stuff. Maybe a few other friends will be able to join. Awesome if they are, but who knows. So, can't do Tuesday. Wednesday, I want to take part in a big, like, Warhammer game at a game store. What's up, Jake? I'm glad I'm your favorite Gen 3 starter. God, we might have a... Is it to talk with some friends and kind of plan it out. But we might have a Friday, Saturday stream. And then the first week of October, there are no streams. No streams the first week of October. I'm excited for the reason why. You guys, I think, will be sad that there will be no streams that week. There's going to be a fair going on at the town I'm currently staying at, and the company I work for runs one of the buildings there. Like, my mother is the director of the building, so we set up the vendors in there. I will be, I can't be left unattended. I feel like you guys can find someone else to bug for a week, and if I have to rebuild up my little gaggle of crafters, I guess is the word I'm going to use, then so be it. Yeah, it's tough. I would switch to doing a stream on Monday because I am going to go and meet up with them Tuesday, but they're like, we really want you to come down on Mondays to be a part of the game. Crafters is a strong word, but alright. I mean, do you make things? Do you paint? Do you build models? Then you are a crafter. Hannibal's definitely a crafter. I'd say you're a crafter, Jake. You talked about your custom Space Marines. I mean, even if you just craft a story. But, ooh, that is actually... Sure you are. So comparing... This is the captain that was a part of this guy's box initially. I think that blue looks so much better than the black. It's gonna suck because I know you guys watched me build this kill team. Or the company heroes pretty much. But I'm going to strip down these models and make him look like this. I will say Friday, maybe. Maybe a Thursday, Friday. Depends. A friend of mine that came back from Austria wants to meet up and hang out with another friend. And I should have reached out to that friend. Let's see if they're around. But we might just have one stream Friday. And then I don't. And I might try to squeeze one in Saturday. Yeah. Do a Friday, Saturday stream back to back. Maybe, if I don't have anything going on Saturday, we do like a mini subathon or whatever it is. Pretty much what I'm saying is like, oh, from whenever I start stream on Friday, I don't end stream until like noon Saturday. We just have a very long stream that way. Good night, Hannibal. You enjoy yourself. Okay, Jake. Sure, I'll do that. Okay. So those all dried. I could do another coat. I think it's pretty okay. Good to know that you have a secret family poutine recipe, I guess. other thing I want to do is I want to get some overtime at my job as well, because we are going to get into colder seasons, and it'd be nice to have a little bit more money in the bank. I've only done it once so far, and tomorrow I might actually spend the day doing some overtime at work. Not that I want to, but we all need that money. We all need that money in the bank. I will choose to avoid the secondary thing you were talking about because I have no idea what you're talking about there. I appreciate you not wanting to pass along your burdens onto me. You can happily keep those secrets. At this point, I'm just kind of sitting here chilling to the music. I don't feel like I even need to yap. I mean, will I yap? Yeah, if people want me to yap, but I think I just need to chill. I'm not really fully sold on this green. Like with the blue, I'm like, it doesn't work. I think if I do some magic with it, I can make it work. In reality, if I start from like a very dark green and worked my way up to a brighter one, then it would work a lot better. like this is gonna be a much better like blending brush than actual base coating brush now. This is not the right brush. It is far beyond being a good base coating brush. I wonder how much I could just get away with painting the blue on top as it is, and then painting the other colors on top. Because I don't want to redo this gun. I think that gun looks amazing the way it is. I mean, all their guns got that right green color that I want to go for. It's just their armor and their trim. Thoughts and ideas are running through my head. Thoughts and ideas. Build the other ancient I have as well. I kind of want to run 2 ancients tomorrow. Have the ancient in the company heroes, and then I want to run this one as a regular ancient. Is it worth it? Hold off. If I get to building him tomorrow, I will build him tomorrow myself. orange. You good boy. Yeah. What's up, Sawtooth? How are you doing this evening? I hope you're having a good weekend so far, and you're just enjoying and I hope you've enjoyed your day. If you're curious what I'm up to today, I built Vulcan Histan this stream, and I'm currently painting the Ancient from the company Hero Box. Thanks. This weekend day off isn't half bad. Went out for breakfast. Wish my throat felt better, but you know, yeah, it is that time of year. Yesterday my throat started to feel a little bit scratchy because I was in a room with a bunch of different people, and sometimes depending on if the dust gets kicked up, or sometimes the way some people smell, my throat just starts to act up. Or if other people get sick as well, it does affect my throat. But it is getting to that time of year, that fall time of year. Yeah, and SMO, that is a big liability in case you get you get other people sick, or you're trying to teach people and you can't hit the notes you need to hit. That is a good point. That's a very good point. we got the base colors on. Yeah, actually, there are some more I want to do. I've complained about this before. I wish I had my brushes cleaned. I'm down to my really bad, like, fraying brushes right now. And they are they're kind of doing the job. They're not doing the job well. I don't know where my brush soap is, so I can't, like, clean off my brushes right now. I gotta find it. If I can't find it, I need to go buy some more so I can actually clean my brushes. Because I'm messing up this banner right now trying to do finite stuff with a bad brush. Like, it's awesome if I want to hit an area and mix in like, blend a bunch of colors together. Ooh, yeah. I have some that I like. I gotta have Michael's. What I also really want is some brush wax so I can fix the tips. Because, I mean, like, if it'll focus. Come on. Focus up. Focus. Okay, I'll just compare. These are my unclean brushes, and you can kind of see I have a point. This is the one I'm currently working with, where it's just a square tip, kind of squared like this one. But the rest of these actually have like a decent point on them, so they need to be cleaned. Yeah. And it's been like that for a while. Like, I've been able to get away for a couple streams now without doing it, but I really shouldn't be doing that. And my other three aren't too much better. These are my other two. This one's really frayed. This is more of, like, on the line of becoming a dry brush. This one's squared as well. So, brush wax, I don't know if it would fix it or not, but it'd be nice if I had it. I'm so excited to run this guy tomorrow. I'm doing another I'm doing a 1,000-point Warhammer game tomorrow with some random dude, and I am gonna run this Vulcan Hastan with, like, I can't decide if I want to do 5 or 10 Infernus Marines. Well, I hope you enjoyed the corn. Did you make sure to give corn to the corn god? Maybe a little bit of blood mixed in as well? Hope you didn't get shucked. I like that. I should take this and try and, or did it all melt? Oh, it melted. Okay, no, I'm fine with it melting. I had to fix his head, and I broke this part off, and I had to re-glue it, and I think it melted the plastic a little bit. That's the first time I've ever had this stuff. Ever had this glue melt the plastic before. Lost some of the detail with it. Well, that's fine. I was shoved multiple times regrettably. Well, I don't want to be shucked multiple times either. Okay, to get the foot in there. I want to run Vulcan Hastan, but I also want to run, like, Inner Circle Companions, like, as well in the same army. I know I can run these guys as like Blade Guard vets and just say they're that. Thinking. Brain's going and thinking, just like, what's the next thing? Okay, let's work on this cape. You can begin to see a shield. Yeah. Yeah, they certainly have shields. They threw them down to go run at the enemy and hit him as hard as possible with their swords. What track was just playing? It was Just a Moment. Like, that's the name. By Matt Quinton. If you go to the link that I have in the stream description, that's the playlist I'm currently listening to. Or no, wait, no, it's not. Wait a minute. Am I on Wait a Minute? It's not. Yeah, so it is by Matt Quinton, Just a Moment. Still damp. Yeah, it is. Oh, this has been like a really good track. I haven't. Because of these streams, I've like been able to listen to all of it now together, but yeah. I'm torn. I'm torn between two things right now. I can keep painting this guy, but I also want to paint... Or I don't want to paint. I want to build this guy. I want to build this guy as well. I want to remove the Dark Templar bits on him and do kind of make him look like a Dark Angel-ish, but I want to use him in my army, so make him more knight-like, make him look like a knight a little bit more. Also, I was going to say this in the Discord, but I will ask this live on stream. I want to take some of the models I have and I want to make a kill team based off the Space Marines that you can play in Space Marine 2. I have 2 chapters that 2 friends of mine suggested. And I wanted some more Loyalist chapters for you guys to suggest. So, whatever suggestions you throw in right now, I will leave. I got Blood Angels as well already. I got Imperial Fist or White Scars. So, yeah, it could be any of the base founding or like another chapter, or maybe you want it to be your homebrew chapter. And if it's your homebrew chapter, you gotta message me the color scheme and maybe give me a reference so that I actually know what they look like. I am also going to work a little bit backwards when it comes to the green on this. I think what I need to do is darken the green a little bit to make it look better, so I'm going to go and hit it with Dark Angel Green in the darker spots and work my way up to make it look brighter. What did I do with my paintbrush? Certainly, I can happily do a salamanders. You know, since I have a salamanders on my desk, I might as well have one of them be a salamander. Let's set this over here. I realize I'm not even using my little paint stand. This will also be a good test when I do the capes on some other models. I also have the Tomb World Kill Team box. I want to put that together, and because it's got like the Death Watch in it, which is all like Space Marines from different chapters and stuff. So I want to like, I guess use different ones as much as I do want to have like every single Space Marine model I have be a part of my chapter. Can't have like a whole Death Watch unit be just my Space Marines. I think that green actually has helped when me making it like it a little bit more. This is the type of stuff this brush is going to be good for now, when it's just covering a section and then I'm going to be blending and all that. Because the tips are so messed up, it'll be fine enough for that. It's a I don't care where the paint goes brush. It just needs to do its job. So, can you guys currently see that different green color in it? I think if I like twirl it, the light catches it just right in a few spots, but I can tell on the camera it's a little bit hard to see. But that's that first dark green. And that was angel green that I just used. I'm then going to bump up. What is the... I think the next... Yeah, the next one I have is green skin itself. Yeah, I want it to be... I have like almost all the range of deep green paints. My brightest green is a part of the vibrant green, and it's the Emerald Forest. So that will be like my little edge highlighter, just tip of it. But I wanted a very... I want a very gradual jump. Do the next one. Now from that dark green, it is a huge jump in color. Is really green skin the next one? I guess I gotta add a little bit more of that dark green in there. There we go. Now the green's starting to actually look better to me. That one, I think you can definitely tell there is a change. I'll probably have to re-add the dark green to it again because I moved a little bit too much into where... Well, no, I do have a lot of the colors to kind of build up to, so... Maybe I don't even need the rest of the colors because I'm just using 2 right now. And I'll bring... you can already see. That's angel green there. That's the green skin. That is a difference on the wet palette. So, and I mixed the 2 colors together and now I've got my little medium. So maybe I don't even need to do some other ones. This is always my favorite part. It's just like taking the colors and building up the brightness very slowly. This is what I used to do. I used to just like focus on one model for a whole week and get it where I wanted it to be. A few people. I just kind of watched whatever for a while, but Mishmash was one creator. I haven't seen him in a bit, and I should watch him again. He gave me some good ideas on painting and like the kind of like just thinking about each step. And then Eons of Battle had some good tips. I think I just kind of like listened to like whoever. But those are the two that come to mind that I have watched the most in the past. Just when it came to how I look at painting. And then, I mean, besides tutorials, it's also just practicing and what I want to try doing myself when it comes to painting. It's going to be too much of a jump. But we'll see. I got too much paint on that, and I need to feather out the rest. As much as it sucks to hear, the only best teacher for doing anything is practicing it over and over and over again. and trying new things and doing all that. Am I setting a goal out for myself? As in, like, what I want to paint, or I guess I need clarification on the question. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I'm following along. Yeah. One thing that helped me, like, boost a lot, I guess, in my skill was I joined an art competition in the early part of this year for, like, mini painting and all that. I didn't score very high in the end of it, but I did a lot of new things while painting that I now take into most of my other paint jobs when I get the chance to. And it's still one of my favorite pieces. I hate to admit it, I'm probably going to strip it and repaint it to use it in my army, because it's not just a competition piece, it's also a piece that I want to use. It's one of my favorite captain models that was made. The captain with relic shield and power sword. Such a good model, and I love it so much. Let me just restart that. I'll grab it real quick to show you guys.
With Thrivent,
Oh, that is not what I want to have happen. We are going to mute that. Why are you playing an ad now all of a sudden? There we go. Didn't mean the random ad to cut in. It is my model to strip as I please. It's just also, like, that's a milestone that I attempted and did. If I strip him, he's going back on his base and all that stuff. I look at him now and I'm like, there are things that I did really good on, and then there are some things that I can definitely improve on. So, he's a little dusty. I haven't dusted him off, but this was the art piece, or the competition piece. This isn't really glued down, and he's just magneted on. So, and he's also magneted on as well. This would probably be my chapter master for my army if I actually do redo them. I might have like 3 models for my chapter master, depending on how I want to do it, but no, I painted this guy up, and this is when I practiced edge highlighting and shading and glazing. And I had so much fun doing this guy. I don't regret buying him one bit. I love him to death. He is my favorite model. And then I got this Bladeguard Vet because it had to be 2 models minimum for the piece. So he's going to sit on the computer until I say until I'm done tonight. I wanted to do more art competitions, and I should reach out to them to ask when they're doing the next one and take part in that. But that's one that I learned a lot from, because I was just doing new things that I haven't done before, and I had to make it look good. It had to be a good piece for the competition. Now, compared to what I went up against, like I said, it's not the best. But I don't post there often. I don't even know if I'm still, or if there is anything for it. I do have an Instagram that I like post every once in a while, like these finished models when I get them done and I go through and decide to post them. I should be posting my like work in progress as well, not just the finished stuff. But I'm going to show off real quick. Now you can actually see a definite color change in the tape if I raise it up. You can definitely see a bit of a color change. This is getting to the point where I actually want to try doing some like detail stuff on like making it look like there's actual thread and stuff on the cloak and all that. I think he is. And this is the part I enjoy, where like I focus on one particular part and make that look good, and then I move on to the rest of it. Like doing assembly painting, I get everything done and it looks good, but it's not what I enjoy about painting. I look at every model like an actual art piece, and I'm working on that particular bit of art right now and making things just look so much right. This is the point where this brush is now not being so helpful. It's actually becoming a detriment. Do I want to move up in another color now? Or do I want to leave it as it is for myself? Let's go up in another color level. Mix in some more green skin. we'll do that. Are there any sort of hobbies and stuff that you guys are working on right now? Or are you pretty much all like, I don't want to say modeled out, but just not pressing too much into doing anything? I think that kind of odd, but that actually works for that. Yes, you talked about the group kill team. Yeah, if I will admit, if it wasn't for my phone being the camera up here, I would be playing videos while painting, or if my phone's being used for something, I would be on the computer like I am currently, having a video play while I'm painting. I actually do need to like touch these with a darker green first. I do have like detail brushes that would be the proper thing to use at this moment, but I'm not going to. I'm actually enjoying painting this banner. I thought it'd be a big pain, but just adding these little detail things, and I know I gotta do like little markings in the banner, all that. Oh, not that. It plays for me either way. I stopped it earlier because it was playing an ad, and then I reset the whole music, so I'll go back to the beginning. I thought it was playing again for you guys. It's more for me than it is for, or it's more for you guys than it is for me. I mean, do I like having something in the background a little bit? Because then I'm not, I don't know if it helps or not with like some of the things I think and do, but it does slightly help keep me focused. Okay. Oh, you can see the bright green dot in the center of the banner. The cloak, I think I am done with. I did the brightest bits that I needed to. Okay. I'm actually gonna call it here and get some sleep because, like I said, I didn't go to bed till 1 o'clock last night. I don't feel tired, but I know I am tired. And it'd be nice to get a good, decent sleep. But we completed 2 things tonight. Well, not complete, but we did 2 things. 1, Volcanistan built and not painted for the tabletop, but he's built and prepared to take on the custodies that I'm facing tomorrow. And then I painted up this company hero Ancient that will be a part of the game tomorrow. I think I needed to do this cape to let me know that the green that I have put on all my models, like the speed paint one, if I paint up the green and make it look good, it will look good. It will match everything I want to do. And I need to see that. I still gotta work on a chapter symbol. I haven't made one yet. And I gotta figure out soon to put in the center of that banner and on the pauldrons of all my Space Marines. At least the ones for this army. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. It's been lovely having you here. I know I started later than initially planned, but yeah. I want you guys to go out there and make something awesome. I know you will.